was a way to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
I am Mr. Richie Moon, and I'm Kayfabe Avenue, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I am Kayfabe Focus.
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm E.A.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue. And today we watch wrestling on Wednesdays.
Yep, the Wednesday night review. We're going to run down the cards of AEW Dynamite. We're going to run down NXT. And, give you a little opinion about everything that went on. Because Wednesdays we watch wrestling. So, let's start off with Dynamite. I feel like I always enjoy Dynamite a little bit more. So we had Cody versus Eddie Kingston to start off. Now Eddie Kingston isn't match. Yeah, this was a straight up hardcore match.
This was like John Moxley versus Richie in the G1 tournament.
Cody and Arn Anderson are bad from the next barbecue episode. I'm just saying it first. I'm saying it now.
You know what? I agree. Cody's at least banned for 24 hours for the simple fact that he got Arn Anderson as his manager and he doesn't do anything.
They don't learn, yo.
In a no DQ match, he doesn't do anything week to week. Like, Arn is just standing there, and by the time he gets in the ring, there's nothing to do. Like, no spine busters, no nothing. Like, what's the point of you being out there?
Exactly.
I feel like
come on,
give him the rub or the
cosign because he was
for future Four Horsemen situation.
Yeah,
it seems like that's what they're going with.
That's the only reason why they got Arn and Tully there, just for the
the full
for the cosigns. Yeah.
So,
but
Eddie Kingston though, and that
that's crazy
promo work.
He did it. He never grew up with you used to be legends. He grew up with alcoholics and junkies.
Yo, that promo was hilarious.
From New Jersey.
Like I like him already.
He got that Italian accent, like that rugged New York feel though. But his promo work is
that promo came
from. Like that was fire. He kept going right back to Arn. I don't give a fuck nothing. Blah blah blah. Like through the whole match, he kept grilling Arn too. Like
the thing is that Eddie Kingston isn't a new wrestler. He used to manage the Santana Ortiz when they were LAX and Impact.
Not only that, he's currently in NWA, which has taken kind of a hiatus because of COVID-19. So
facts.
With the TNT Championship being defended week in and week out, they've been like giving opportunities to like everybody in the indie scene, people who haven't been looked at in AEW. So we had a crazy showing of Sonny Kiss last week. Great match between them. And this week with Eddie Kingston,
I'm enjoying this indie wrestler of the week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
that was a
we
great
have
match.
Ricky Starks, and now he's officially part of AEW. I'm hoping that Eddie Kingston is a part of AEW going forward, even if he does a partnership with NWA later and still does shows for them. That's cool. I know AEW is not gonna be restrictive on that, so it's possible.
Yeah,
right.
And the match itself was amazing because they showed like psychology with Kingston banging his leg and then Cody going after it, and then even after the
I mean, I don't think you need much psychology when you throw a bunch of thumbtacks on the floor and powerbombs. So I was questioning myself, like, is that the first time I saw a powerbomb onto the? It's usually like a DDT or a backdrop. I don't think
something like that.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody like powerbomb somebody onto the thumbtacks. Not in recent memory, at least.
Yeah, probably not recently, but it was crazy. And then Cody was targeting the knee, and then how he wins, figure 4.
What I liked about Eddie was
one thing I didn't like about the match. It was like, Eddie Kingston comes in with a big bravado and great promo, and then you lose by submission. I felt like that kind of took away from the steam he had going into the match. But it does give him a little bit more character too, because even after the match, the ref, the cameraman is kind of like on him, and you can see he's pissed the fuck off, and then
I'm not too mad about that, like, because it made sense
telling the
that
camera
he
get the
ended
hell
his
out,
match.
hell away.
I mean, I'm not mad about that. Like, I felt like that influenced from his injury that happened early in the match, and then of course, if you have a bum leg and you put yourself, if you get in a figure four, like, of course you done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made sense at the end still.
Going at it, oh, his knee, and then boom, figure four, he's tapped out.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I thought it made sense.
I did like the showcase of, you know, his style, and we do need a lot more hardcore people to balance out like the other acts. He
needs to go after the FTW championship next.
I mean, there's a lot of people joining the ranks of the show. There's, you know, from the men to the women, there's a lot happening. But let's
for real.
Though. So the next match was of course we have Cody retaining that, like we said, moving forward. MJF versus Jungle Man.
Who?
Jungle Man. I don't even know his name, so I'm not even gonna say it.
It was Griff. Was it Griff Anderson or something like that?
Griffey.
Anderson
like
Griff.
That.
Long Beach Griffey?
No, not Long Beach Griffey. Shout out to Long Beach Griffey.
This was a squash. It's not even.
I call him Jungle Man because he's just a tall version of Jungle Boy. So this was a squash. MJF.
It was a squash. It was like 6-7 minutes, and then MJF went to go grab the mic and was talking trash while he was fucking him up, and like it was no contest.
He's undefeated and all this, but he really fights nobodies.
Yeah.
If you think about it, so that makes his new character even better.
It would have been dope if like the Dark Order would have came out, because that would have made sense with the BTE, where when they said like, yo, I got Jungle Boy, and then remember they showed him and you were like, who the hell is this guy? And then at the end of the match, it would have made sense for Dark Order to come on like, nah, we're gonna take you in. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't pull the trigger on that. Maybe later on or something, it will make sense. But
the next matchup, which arguably to me was the best match of the week.
Wait! Before we get to that match, you forget that Taz and
Brian Cage
did a promo.
Yep.
Cat Allen came out. Ricky Starks basically.
Oh yeah, he kind of destroyed him.
Gave him a good
and Ricky Starks joined Taz and
officially.
Brian. We're gonna dub them here in Kayfabe Ave as FTW as a group. They're FTW. So
okay.
Until they get a
proper name, that's what we're gonna call them.
So, but they said so. It seems that next week we're gonna have John Moxley and
Darby versus Brian Cage
and Brian Cage. That's gonna be a good match.
He doesn't have a concussion to that. That was a really hard bump he took right there.
No, I think they wouldn't. They wouldn't promote the match if there was an injury, you know, behind that. But
I'm just happy that they really pushed Ricky. I guess they see something in the kid. You know what I mean? And
he's good. He's very flamboyant. He got, you know, good moves.
They put him right in the mix. They put him right in the mix with Brian Cage and Moxley and Darby. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy for that. And then him with Taz will make his rise even bigger, quicker. You know what I'm saying? So
I like I said, I like Ricky Starks. I first noticed him in NWA Power as he was the television champion, and I thought that was like a great athlete. And you know, even in Dark the other day, he lifted Shug D, and like Shug D's like 300 pounds, and he just did to him. So he's crazy.
Yeah, so we got to give props to that. I mean, congratulations. He's getting a dope. Getting a dope push right now.
AEW is feeling, like I said, AEW.
They fuck with the younger talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they fuck with the younger talent.
So let's move on, and like I said, to what is my vote, I'm gonna say it right now when we get to the, you know, tally for the week. I think this is the best match of the week. Butcher and the Blade versus the Young Bucks, Falls Count Anywhere match. the way they started the match.
Yeah, they started it in the kitchen.
Backstage. You know, the Butcher and the Blade were actually butchering shit backstage, cutting up meat, and the Young Bucks show up on them. They clean up, they wash their hands. You know, it's coronavirus out there, so you know that was a good thing to see. They washed their hands before this fight. Get right into it. This match went everywhere.
I just want to say like that. I haven't seen that in a long time where there's a 4-count match
and they
it
starts
somewhere else. You know what I mean? It doesn't start in the ring. It starts somewhere else and then comes into the ring.
That's what I like about AEW.
That's smart as fuck.
Old school like segment styles. The way the Attitude Era was packaged back then, it had the comedic value, it had the shock value, it had the hardcore element, it was really a variety show. Now we have like, everything's like bland and generic and churned out.
The thing is with AEW, because I noticed it when Tony Khan did that interview with Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff said that their cinematic whatever director, whatever he's doing, he makes it that it looks gritty enough to make it seem that it's real. Like he doesn't try to make it like a perfect like WWE tries to do it.
Yeah.
He tries to make it gritty. Like, oh shoot, like you know.
They have the cinematographer from WCW, to be honest, or they have the influence from WCW because everything from camera angles and the way they use the arenas, the production, everything it has WCW feel. You know, with the new flavor of the new generation and the new style in ring.
And the new stars. Yep, I agree.
This match, like I said, this match was hard hitting. It went everywhere. They did almost everything. Like, you know, I even think people came out injured out of this one. Like, we had Matt getting his busted open the hard way. We had Nick taking a crazy, dive and, kind of missed a dive. It was crazy. The finish was the Butcher and the Blade laid out on tables on the Titantron. The Bucks climbed to the top, smashed through them, double pin at the same time.
I think they got hurt.
I think they got hurt. That shit. I'm telling you, they went.
It was a dope match. It was a dope match, but that's not my top. That's not my one for the week. I don't feel like that was definitely a fight.
The Bucks won, but I don't feel like that was a loser. Like the tag team division is honestly the best in the planet right now.
Have you guys noticed that on Dynamite, the Blade and the Butcher wears white, and then AEW Dark they only wear black?
I never noticed that. You pointed that out.
Yeah, you did say that. I never noticed that, and now I'm gonna be on point with that later on to see, you know what I mean, if that's a true philosophy. But I'm not doubting it. But that's kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe that's just what they wanted to wear because remember when they started, they were wearing aprons and all types of shit. So maybe they were just trying to match. So we'll see. We'll see if that's what it is.
Yeah.
But still, that's still a dope concept.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next match. It was Diamante versus Ivelisse, who recently re-debuted.
Boricua. And
first of all, that's my Boricua queen right there. I'm so happy she's in AEW. I'm not happy that she lost to Diamante in this match. I felt like she was already showcased in the women's battle royal. She lost this. She's a big name. I felt like she should have won this match. But, we can expect things from Ivelisse going down the line. But
I seen this coming because they really highlighted Diamante on Dark previously.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like,
she will have the advantage in that situation.
Yeah, she'll have the advantage because, she's the one that won on Dark. So I was like,
they're gonna build on her victory.
She's gonna build on that.
Yeah,
and that's what I think. And another thing is that she was also part of LAX too with Santana Ortiz as well.
Oh, you see that's funny you say that because I didn't know that one. But two, I want Ivelisse to join Proud and Powerful and the Inner Circle. But honest truth,
go right back to your peoples, man.
They need a woman and. They're great Spanish stable, excluding Hager and Le Champion.
With the women's tag team classic, whatever it is.
Which they're promoting now. During this match, they promoted that. They had a Swole promo, which kind of annoyed me that they interrupted the Diamante Ivelisse match. They kind of pictured it to showcase Swole. It works sometimes here in a situation where it's two fairly new people to the viewers. Give them their full attention. Swole could have had that,
after the match,
spotlight after or anywhere else in that situation. But
the only thing is, I ain't gonna front. I agree that they should put them together for this tag team tournament that they trying to do. But we already see, like, if they do, there's gonna be friction between them, like they doing with Brandy and Allie. You understand? Because now they obviously don't like each other. Ivelisse is the face and Diamante's the heel. But Diamante will make more sense to join the inner circle.
no, it
You know what I'm
does.
saying? To be back with her peoples.
Coke is saying that she used to be aligned with LAX, which was Proud and Powerful's.
Like she was like the little
Ortiz.
sister.
They were in
She
that
was like
group.
the little sister
So
with them.
that's pretty dope, and that could allude to previous history. It'd be cool, personally, if I saw Ivelisse aligned with them. I feel like she's a good character. Really
Hell
good
yeah.
wrestler. She trains a lot of the younger talent, so a good vet for the group for women. And she got the Puerto Rican thing going on with Santana and Ortiz, so that'll be pretty cool.
Pairing her with Diamante would be the best thing because especially going into this tag team match, because I think that would be like I could see them and the Nightmare Sisters in the final round.
The Nightmare Sisters will definitely get a book for the final round. Now, my question is this: they did not promote the tournament as a women's tag team championship tournament, but do you think there's a possibility of a women's tag team championship? Do you think it's the right time? Do they have enough of a women's roster to even pull it off? I mean, they have a 16 women's tournament. So
they do, but a lot of them women that they do have is not established.
They're not
yet.
They're not established, and a lot of them are rotating.
And a lot of them is not even there. They're not even in the States. Like, we missing a lot of them. We missing Rio. We missing Yaka. We missing a lot of them. So
haven't seen Awesome Kong in a long time.
We haven't seen them, like, you know what I mean? Like the ones that we know already for the last year before this pandemic hit. We haven't seen them. The one who really been holding it down the most been
women from all promotions to come fight for the belt. So
yeah, so we're gonna look forward to the women's tournament throughout the.
Yeah, I want to see the bracket and I want to see the teams first before.
Yeah, they haven't dropped the bracket. We'll have an episode focusing on the women's tournament and the bracket.
Yeah, definitely. We got to do that. We got to do that when we finally get everything.
Let's move on to the next match, which featured Dark Order's number 5, Allen Angels versus Hangman Page. Page came out in new trunks, new attire. I dig them. Great match. For the most part, he didn't squash 5. It was really good. It showcased. It was actually. I didn't know he was that good of a wrestler. Honestly.
Yeah, I think that they should start doing that, making Dark Order seem like more of a threat to people. Like, having them.
I agree.
Giving them like at least having them have to do a comeback to win the match. So just to make them look like they're a threat. Because right now they're gaining them numbers and more numbers and numbers. So eventually it's gonna be a bigger threat. I mean, hey, they got Colt Cabana. Boom, boom.
I mean, I don't even know what's going on with Colt Cabana. Like, he looks like he's in and out. Like, he got one foot in, one foot out. He's still not sure. I think they're not gonna pull the trigger fully on Colt.
I don't know.
Then again, his gimmick to me is corny, so maybe they should.
I mean, they could call him Colt Cabana.
I mean, next week, he got a tag with Brody, so we'll see where it goes.
See about that, but it ends with Adam Page winning, and then they offer him a chance to be in the Dark Order. He declines, and they try to jump him. Big fight. It took Kenny Omega.
Kenny is punished.
5 minutes.
He's on the line now.
For FTR to come out and save Page before Kenny showed up. So I'm just sticking to my theory. We're gonna see the cleaner real soon. We're gonna see a Kenny heel turn and possibly Hangman Page joining FTR.
Yep.
Kenny might have to sit on the line for that one. He's not VIP.
Yeah, he's not VIP waiting that long. But if he brings the cleaner back, brings that assassin Kenny Omega, hey,
for real.
I'm all for that. So
then he could come back. And then he's VIP in the barbecue.
Next up was the main event, which was Jurassic Express versus Le Champion, Chris Jericho and Hager.
And Hager, yeah.
So good match overall.
I ain't even gonna lie.
To say about the match itself, it was decent. I'm not gonna lie. Nothing.
Yeah,
really
the only thing,
to me,
the only complaint was I felt like it was kind of slow.
What happened?
Like in the, hold on, before we get there, I just want to say like it was kind of slow in the beginning. Like
that's why I say I don't really have too much to say. It was a good.
It didn't pick up until Hager and Luchasaurus got in there, and then that's when the madness started. You know what I mean? Like when it was Jericho and Jungle Boy. Yeah. And remember, it went into commercial, so I think that's why they dragged it. They were waiting for the commercial break, and then when the commercial came back, that's when they started picking up speed and going in and shit. But maybe it's just me. I don't know.
No, it wasn't just you. Like, it wasn't necessarily a bad match. It wasn't the greatest match, but it was.
Yeah.
Decent. I don't have nothing big, or like nothing negative really to say about it, but nothing like. Really
it wasn't no standout. It wasn't no standout.
What happened after the match with this
is
match
the standout. Yeah.
Coming in, helping the inner circle, attack everybody. Now, Focus puts in the chat. I don't know if you were serious or not, or you didn't know who it was, but he's like, are they replacing Sammy Guevara?
I was like,
I'm like, that is Sammy Guevara. I see his movement, his mannerisms. I'm like, if he goes to the top, is gonna tell me everything. He got did his move. I'm like, it's Sammy Guevara. Pulls off the mask. Sure enough, he's back. I was excited. I was happy for him.
I actually wanted Serpentico to join Inner Circle though.
Honestly,
why? Because he's Puerto Rican.
Huh?
Because he's Puerto Rican.
I don't know. I just no. It's because I should.
I like Serpentico too. Like the real Serpentico, not no fake Serpentico.
So Sammy coming back is of course has a lot of controversy surrounding it too, because there's a lot of people who are upset. Maybe thought he deserved a bigger punishment.
I saw all of them tweets like they were trying to bury him on Twitter,
speaking about
and Facebook,
all the situations surrounding Sammy Guevara, as well as a whole bunch of other wrestlers with the Speak Out movement. Check it out. We have 2 episodes on it on YouTube, as well as the podcast. So wherever you find the streaming platform, Kayfabe Avenue. So,
right.
A lot of people are upset behind it, but I'm happy for him, because at the end of the day, Sasha Banks accepted his apology. He never did any acts of sexual assault. He never did anything to physically harm anyone or commit any acts. It was a cheap, comment to try to get some, buzz on a podcast 5 years ago,
Right.
Was it in bad taste? Completely.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Absolutely.
It was in bad taste completely. But for him to lose his career behind that, when there's people who are actually racist, there's people who are actually sexual abusers, there's actual pedophiles.
Talking to children and all that.
Children behind the scenes in other companies. And people that still have controversy surrounding them, that kept their job, and this man is actually cool with Sasha Banks. She accepted his apology. I think we should move on from that. This guy is a highlight of the show.
I think that was a good enough punishment for him. I think that was a good enough punishment. It was like a month and
he lost his pay for about a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Yeah, like he probably had
to. His pay was donated to charity. He apologized publicly to Sasha Banks. Made a video blog apologizing to the fans and his situation. He took sensitivity, training. He did a lot more than people who actually did stuff to people, who actually offended people in real life. So welcome back, Sammy G. I'm happy for you. I think.
Yeah, we happy. We knew it was gonna happen. We didn't hear a final statement like he got fired, like they did Jimmy Havoc.
They said he'll be back, but he's suspended and he won't get his pay.
So I'm happy for him, man. Like, you know what I mean? And that was a great comeback. It fooled all of us. It fooled me. It fooled Focus. You know what I mean? So that was actually a great.
Before we before we move on and we get into NXT, we're gonna take a quick break for our sponsors, and we're gonna return right after these messages.
Yeah.
And we're back, and we're gonna move along to NXT. So NXT starts off with the major announcement that they've been, talking about all over social media. William Regal has this big announcement. Now I'm like, what's this big announcement? I'm thinking maybe William Regal was retiring.
I was like, nah.
Maybe a new star or something like that. It was Keith Lee relinquishing his North American Championship 2 weeks after he just won it. And the reasoning behind it was to give people chances. I get it, bruh, but we just had this gold rush for what? Like you could have just had a one-on-one for the title, like at the end of the day.
I mean, he just won the big one, but he could have at least dropped it or something. But I guess he was just trying to do the noble thing on it. I don't know. He could have. I don't know. He could have finessed it differently. In my opinion.
Low key, it did give people some opportunity. We have tournament announced throughout the night. We're gonna have a series, I guess, over the couple of weeks of triple threat matches to the number one contenders at the pay-per-view, I guess.
Take over 30
in a ladder match for the opportunity to gain the title. So let's move along through the card.
I did like the promo though. Like it sound genuine.
It was noble, but I feel like then why even win it and why even double champ in the first place? You could have dropped the title, first and big up the next champion because you're Keith Lee and you're a beast. And you could have, it's like they didn't want to make him take a L, and that's stupid to me. They could have made him lose in the way the triple threat. Where
he's the future, man. He's the future of that company.
That's it. So,
he's the future, man. We gotta.
Creative decided that's the way they wanted to go. It's a noble thing, characteristic of Keith Lee, and he is, his personality. He is a noble, humble guy. So, if it's fitting. So let's move on through the card. We have Dexter Lumis versus Killian Dane. I kind of forgot about Killian Dane. I feel like he comes back and then kind of drifts away for some reason. I don't know what.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about this match, E. I know you was heavily NXT this week.
Yeah, I watched the whole show. It was very hard hitting. There was a lot of spots that Killian was really up, but the thing Dexter did a lot of what you call that? When somebody hit you and then you did no sell. He did a lot of no sells.
Yeah, no selling.
A lot of
I mean, his character is like he's just this monster, like this beast. So
like he did some shit where like outside the ring, like he threw him towards the steps, and then like Loomis just jumped over it, spinned again, and then Killian Dane like shoulder bumped him. And then he just got up from the shit like it was nothing. It was light. Yeah. Like, what's up?
And Killian is not a small dude, so that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So it was a dope match. The ending was fire. He did like first he jumped off the top rope. He had Killian Dane in the ring, and he did like an elbow drop, and then he picked him up himself, and then he did like a It wasn't like a rock bottom, but it was like a reverse rock bottom where he landed the other way, and then he put him in submission, and then Killian went to sleep. Yeah, it was fire. Like it was a dope match.
All right, so Dexter Lumis comes off with the win on that one. They building him strong.
Yeah, he's gonna be a problem in a couple of years.
He's definitely gonna be a problem. So
he's gonna be a problem.
Like the debuting tag team of Everest or whatever.
It's ever something. I never.
They weren't even around long enough in this match for us to remember their name. We have Breezango fighting them and getting the clear.
It was literally like 5-6 minutes. Like they had Tyler Breeze. They were fucking Tyler Breeze started off the match. They beat the shit out of him for like a good 3 minutes.
NXT, I don't feel like NXT has time to waste matches. Not going against AEW and the way they line up. They're like they give you great matches, but also make time and utilize their commercial breaks to give promos or give the wrestling matches more shine. So you're still getting that 15, 20-minute match, but you're still making time for promos and segments. NXT is the way they line up their cards and line up their segments and promos is not even matching what AEW is doing right now. And I don't want to really compare them too much because I love both shows, but you know, they don't have time to waste matches. Like they need to really utilize their time, utilize the right wrestlers, and get these promos, these segments, and get that shit clicking. Because we'll get to the rundown of
we'll do that on another episode, but
we'll tally it up towards the end. So
yeah, but I did like they were fucking up Tyler for like a good 3-4 minutes. He finally got the hot tag. Fandango came in. They came out looking like the Mounties, the Quebec Mounties.
They came out with the Mountie music.
Yeah, like, and then they were outside. He even did the Mountie splash, Fandango. He threw the hat on and all that shit. He did the splash with the salute outside the ring, and then they came in. They super kicked both of them, and then the match was over. So
yeah, it was quick. So the next match was Aaliyah versus Shotzi Blackheart.
Yo,
good match from everything I've heard about it.
Yeah, great match.
But one thing I want to say is Aaliyah is coming along. I really didn't have a lot of faith in her in the beginning. She was really, really green, but her personality started to shine through, and she's actually starting to get decent matches in. So shouts out to Aaliyah on that.
I mean, they finally gave her a good storyline to work with. So
yeah, for real.
Got her with Robert Stone, so you know it's finally clicking for her, and you know.
And what I did like about this,
I wonder what's gonna happen with Chelsea Green because they didn't put her in the main roster yet.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, she was on the main roster. She's been, I don't know about recently, but she was on main event after her debut on Raw. I don't know what's going on. You know how Vince is. He brings people up and instantly cools off on them. Look at Shayna Baszler. Look at Bianca Belair. They just came. So, but what's happening with Chelsea Green?
One thing I gotta say about this match with the two women, they were a lot of the moves were stiff. I seen a couple of kicks that connected. I seen a couple of punches. I seen Shotzi did some shit off the top rope. That shit hurt. It looked like it hurt me. You know what I mean? And I'm not no trained wrestler, but this was a very stiff match. So when y'all get your chance, go run that back. You know what I mean? But it was definitely a great match. I also want to add at the end, Mercedes Martinez came out. Obviously, Shotzi won. It was a dope match. It was like a good 10, 15 minutes. They actually got some time. They had like a commercial break and all that, but it was double picture.
I kind of forgot about Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah, she came out after the match.
That what?
She went on the back burner.
On the back burner? Damn.
Nah. They finally, I guess they're gonna give her a push because after the match, Shotzi ran over Robert Stone's foot again. And she came out, she messed up, she fucked up Shotzi, and then after the match,
joining Robert Stone.
Yeah, like it went to commercial and then it came back and then it was a promo like yo.
Robert Stone stable going on.
Yeah, so that's kind of dope. They give it.
That's a good look for Mercedes because she
absolutely
needs some kind of spotlight at this point.
She really needs to do because
she could have been in AEW and she could have been a big factor in that women's division.
She could have been,
and she chose NXT.
Diamante and Eva Lee could have made a fucking.
So
I'm happy for that.
That one. Let's move along the card. We have Roger Strong versus Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed, which is the first triple threat to help determine who's going into the ladder match at the pay-per-view for the North American Championship.
Like I said, my opinion, this was the match of the week. This match, they both was trying to get Bronson down. I guess they built him up to be the strong man of this one. But Johnny is different, man. He's a different wrestler. He makes everybody he works with look good. Doesn't matter who you could put him in there with fucking Hornswoggle.
I actually had Johnny Gargano coming out of this as the winner originally.
Go watch this match. There's so many spots.
It's definitely a match you have to go out your way to see for sure.
Yeah, everybody gotta go back, watch it again. Like,
Bronson Reed ends up being the winner out of this, so it was shocking for people who would have thought it would have been Johnny Gargano.
And there was a lot of spots that looked painful. Like there was a power bomb that he did to Bronson outside the ring.
That's the thing about NXT. We fully expect great matches every week. Like we can definitely expect that from them.
Yeah.
It's just everything surrounding the matches, everything outside of that needs to be stepped up. They are the best brand in WWE. That is
by far.
By far. They're the best brand. So with that being said, you need to step it up. Everything surrounding the match quality needs to be stepped up, because you could give us great matches, but if you're not keeping that interest and giving us that variety, like an AEW,
there was even a promo. I think we skipped it. There was even a promo with all three of them, and Johnny just stole the promo. Like he just walked in and stole the promo between them three.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, yo, Johnny is different, man, and Roderick.
They don't do that. They don't do that enough. They don't have the variety enough. It's usually match, promo. Match.
Yeah.
Announce for next week, boom, match. Like if you get 3 promos and a backstage segment, that's a lot. That's wow. In NXT. So,
but they definitely made Bronson Reed look like good.
Yeah,
if that was the goal,
he's been looking good every showing he's come out.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. If that was the goal that they wanted to do with him winning, but the match, they made him look good. They made him look like a beast. There was a lot of spots that he crushed both of them, and they was like it was definitely different. And John, I gotta give credit to Johnny and Roderick Strong. They both, and what makes it better is it was like a good.
So that's expected.
Yeah, and it was like a good 20-minute match. You know what I mean? Like they gave them time for all three of them to work, and they really put in work. There was no slow spots. There was no slow it down. There was no holding and none of that. Through the whole match, they just went. It was 100 from all. Yeah. They were like 100 miles per hour, all three of them.
So
and I gotta give them credit.
That's
why I say that's my match of the week.
You say the triple to see this match for sure.
For real.
The next matchup is Timothy Thatcher versus Oni Lorcan. The last time these guys squared up, man.
Oh man.
That was my match of the week then.
Oh man.
I would say for NXT, this will probably be my match of the week, just considering the first time and what I can expect out of them. I love the fact that Thatcher keeps getting the one up.
The push,
on Lorcan. Thatcher won this match, but I'm waiting for that comeuppance on Orny Lorcan, and these guys are hard hitting. These guys give it their all. These are the technicians of NXT. So big things. Watch this match as well.
One thing I gotta say, they got great chemistry in the ring. Like I guess they behind the scenes they already know their spots, what they want to do, and how they want to tell the story.
They're
between them two. Yeah, like both of them
complement each other.
But yeah, like their chemistry is different. Like I like the way they both, like you could tell when somebody is in the ring with somebody that behind the scenes they know what to do with each other at work and what spots and the ring psychology, and them two bring it with each other every trip. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we want. Like
they're gonna bring the 5-star to NXT. Watch.
Yeah, and both of them is going to be problems.
Mr. Richie Moon has joined the building late in the game, but the man has arrived and he's all elite from what it seems.
Oh,
and he's all elite. So, Rich, we finished running down the AEW card. We midway through the NXT card, and we're up to the Thatcher versus Lorcan match. Do you have any insight on the Timothy Thatcher versus Oni Lorcan match from NXT?
They should have never made Timothy Thatcher look weak yet. Timothy Thatcher's not in a position to look weak yet. I mean, it was a good match with him and Oni Lorcan, but basically the story with Timothy Thatcher is that he's been out wrestling everybody in different ways. And with Oni Lorcan, and it kind of made it like an even contest, which is not bad for either of them. But I personally just wanted to see Timothy Thatcher just look dominant over every single person. But this was like Oney Lorcan's like best match I've ever seen.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like
this
their
series of
chemistry.
matches between them, period. This rivalry between them, period, has probably been my favorite segment out of NXT.
Yeah, like their chemistry is dope. Like the race psychology and the way they both work together is kind of fire. And I wouldn't mind if it turns into like a Ciampa Gargano situation or something like that, because I know they could deliver it together. You know what I'm saying?
So, like I said, Thatcher comes out with the win on this. I'm waiting for the comeuppance of Oney Lorcan. He's been losing to Thatcher recently. So shit, this can go to a best of series, and I'll enjoy the hell out of it.
Hell yeah. It will be a classic.
This should go to a best of 7, honestly.
Best of 20? Come on, focus.
The person at the end of this best of 7 should probably be the number 1 contender for whoever is the North American champion at the end.
I agree. That would be fire. That'd be a great
idea. So the main event of NXT is Karrion Kross versus Dominic Dijakovic.
Woo!
This was a good match. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. You know, Donovan got some offense in, but for the most part, Karrion Kross kind of killed him because that's what Karrion Kross does.
I felt like it was a very stiff match. It was a very, very stiff match. Like this was like for the night. They both was hard hitting, but Karrion Kross got the upper hand at the end. And
honestly, I'm digging the whole look, the gimmick, Scarlet being attribute to him.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't pushed him straight to the moon, even though they really are giving him a great.
They are. I mean,
it looks like that's what's next. It looked like him and Keith is next.
Yeah, you got to think about it.
That's exactly what it looked like.
He came in, he had a couple of squash matches, he destroyed Tommaso Ciampa, now he's about to be in the NXT Championship.
Yeah, it looks exactly like that's where they're going next with it. Like him and Keith Lee about to get into some shit.
Nah, he is. He's probably, even though they're going to straight shot him, he's probably going to lose to Keith Lee, and then I won't be surprised if we see Karrion Kross on the main roster by like October, honestly.
Yeah, I see that happening too. So Karrion Kross, what was that, Focus?
And that's facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
I don't know about all that.
Oh my God, that's a reach. Come on.
I don't know about all that.
But, say that one more time.
What was that?
Karrion Kross versus Brock Lesnar
at WrestleMania.
Next year.
I'm good.
I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in between now and the next WrestleMania. So, I mean,
I'd rather Karrion Kross versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, like if he wins the Rumble, then I could believe it. I just don't want to see a random match between them two. Like, make it mean something. So Karrion Kross is gonna win the Rumble.
Karrion Kross is the winner of this match, and he ends up like dominating him in a way that made it real personal for Keith Lee. Keith Lee comes out ringside, and he made it known. If you know,
he choked him out. He choked him out right in front of him.
But before that, like he was hitting them for real with his elbow, and he was putting him to sleep. And then John Jacoby, we gotta give props to his acting skills, because Keith Lee was like, "Yo, just give up." He was like, "No, this is my fight. Fall back." Blah blah blah, and he just kept wailing on him, hitting him hard, and then he finally just like, "Yo, whatever." And then every time he hit him, he was grilling Keith Lee like, "Yeah, what's up? Blah blah blah, what's up?"
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm done. Fuck it." And then he just put him to sleep. So we see that definitely building between him and Keith Lee. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely the build right now.
Facts.
All right, so that was the card for NXT for the night. That was the card for AEW for the night. With that being said, the ratings, which we usually don't mention in our review because on Wednesdays we watch wrestling, and the most important number is how many people watch wrestling, period, over the night, not which show does better. But we have to mention it this week.
Nah,
So
we're gonna
ratings-
nah. We're gonna do that next episode, bro. Let's save
No.
that for the next discussion.
We have to talk about this. That's the whole point of the show.
All right.
AEW
You got
and
it.
NXT. The ratings, they blew out every demographic. The demo god is proving himself. The champion is proving himself. The
Demo God. Ever
is in-
since he said,
is in
ever
full
since he
effect.
said that he was a demo God, they have not lost because he is
They
the demo.
they not only blew NXT out the water this week, they blew Raw and SmackDown collectively.
Yup.
Understand what I just said?
Ugly.
Every show this week for WWE, NXT blew out.
He is the demo god. Like they're not playing like the demo god. Like I was looking at the numbers earlier. Yeah, AEW blew Raw. SmackDown
So
didn't happen.
SmackDown's tonight, but Raw and NXT got blown out.
Got blown out. And the way SmackDown numbers go, SmackDown barely ever beats Raw. So it looks like AEW is about to win the demo for this week
for SmackDown. Yep.
Show. Okay,
and they got 20 minutes, and they ain't even like SmackDown ain't even on yet. It's 20 minutes, and we already see that AEW is about to smoke them too. Like that's crazy.
Listen, Raw's the better show when it comes to Raw and SmackDown right now. So if they got their boost to smoke, they don't got a chance tonight. Of Miracle.
We like 20 minutes before SmackDown starts.
Right.
So, Raw always performs outperforms SmackDown. Even when SmackDown was the better show, Raw always did better numbers. So that's not AEW got. Honestly, I was halfway into NXT this week, and I was like, AEW got it. Like AEW's show was just
that triple threat.
Said,
yo, hold on, because you were, hold on.
Let's not dwell on your opinion, fellas. Come on now.
One question for Richie. How you feel about that triple threat match though, or NXT?
It was good. It was good. Like NXT always delivers, but as far as an overall show, as far as the matches,
that's what I said earlier.
Me personally, AEW took every single category this week. Every single category. Me personally.
I think that was the match of the week.
Let's move on to the tally. Let's not dwell on these ratings. Let's move on to the tally.
Yeah.
What was the best storyline of the night for you guys?
It would have to be, for me personally, it's actually between two. I'm loving what's going on with FTR, Hangman, Kenny Omega, and all that. And also, the return of the Spanish God.
That's my pick right there. Both. So I'd give it to AEW. Focus, how about you?
I would have to go with Cody's Open Challenge.
Cody's Open Challenge. You really like the Eddie Kingston thing this week. AEW takes that tally, but EA, what was the best storyline of the night for you?
I do like the Karrion Kross and Keith Lee, the way they're developing that story, but definitely the way they still going on with the Jericho, Orange Cassidy, and the Best Friends, and now they got Jungle Express in the story. So next week it's a 5-on-5. Like that's definitely up there too. So those are my two picks. Okay,
so what was the best match of the night? Me personally, it would have to be the Young Bucks versus the Butcher and the Blade in AEW.
That's the same thing for me. That match was out of this world. Shout out to the Butcher and the Blade, even though they lost. They looked really, really strong in that match. But for me, False Counts Anywhere, Bucks versus Butcher and Blade.
Focus.
DQ match with Eddie Kingston.
That Eddie Kingston stole the night for you. EA, what about you?
That triple threat with Roderick Strong, and you know what I mean? That like
that was a good wrestling. Match. Yeah, that was
that match. That match, like, because it was so hard hitting. It was like 100 from all three of them from the sound of the bell. Like they did not slow down, even with commercial breaks. They gave them enough time. They gave them like 20 minutes, and all three of them delivered. And they made Bronson, the new guy, look strong to be a contender later on. So I like that.
Put him over. Yeah, they put him over. Put him over good.
So it's between them and the tags that's really the matches of the week, my opinion.
So who would you say is the MVP of the week?
Oh, I'm gonna take this first
La-
off. Lance Archer.
Archer,
Okay?
yeah, I'm with that.
Lance
Let's go.
Archer.
This is what yo, I'm glad
My
you're
man-
here, Richie. I'm glad
Robin.
you're here because I was waiting for you. I got bars for you, man.
You
I
got bars for me?
for yeah,
Yo,
man.
listen. Lance
Cody-
Archer got the segment of the week, my man. They try to get an interview, my man went and washed everybody, threw him through the roof, and then literally threw him in the trash head first. Like Lance Archer.
This is what I'm saying.
Everybody
You
got
see what I'm saying? I'm talking about Cody and Double A is bad. Jake the Snake is doing better for Lance than like come on, man.
Lance, Jake ain't really got to do nothing, really. Jake ain't really got to do nothing. Like, Arn Anderson is actually a coach. He actually helps Cody during his match. Jake just
No, he doesn't. He did not help him this week. He did not help
What
him
you
this week.
mean? What you mean? I mean, what can he really help Cody with? Don't get hit by the thumbtacks?
Yes.
Watch
He could have put a chair. He could have did anything.
He could have.
Yeah,
He's in
guys,
better shape than Jake.
He's
the Snake.
banned for the barbecue.
It's
At
a
least
no
an
DQ.
hour.
It's a no DQ. He could have done anything.
He
If
could've
Jake,
done
if it was a
anything.
no DQ with Lance, Jake would at least threw the snake in the ring or something. Like
No gold sign for Arn. I'm saying to you right now.
Nah, Eddie Kingston with a wash arm with no issues. With no issues at all. So
but yeah. Lance Archer for me, he's MVP of the week. That promo was crazy.
The fact that he put the man through the ceiling and then
that shit was different.
Dumpster.
That shit was different.
And then casually walk straight into a promo.
Yo,
that's what did it for me.
Facts, and then barely said anything, and just like it was just like, yo, that was
that's
enough.
my point. That's the things you don't see. Those variety moments, you don't see that on NXT. So we can expect great things from NXT, great matches every week. But the variety,
Lance Archer is gonna be like he's already a pro. Like when he start chasing the title, he's gonna be a problem.
Yo, I think that's coming soon, yo. I think a lot. Like I hear a lot of people giving credit, like, oh, Brody Lee got put to the back, and Lance Archer gets put to the back, and now Brian Cage is like, is John Mox?
I think they know how to juggle. I think they know how to juggle their pieces. I think they know how to rotate their roster. Something that WWE is lacking in.
Exactly.
So,
I agree. I fully agree.
Moving along to the last tally. What show are you looking forward to most next week?
AEW.
Definitely AEW. They got that 5-on-5. They got a couple of matches next week.
NXT real quick. My bad. Go, finish your thought.
Like they got the 5-on-5 next week coming. They got another match with Cody versus what is his name? Warhorse or something.
Woo!
That's gonna be fire. And then they got the tag match with Moxley and Darby versus Brian Cage and Ricky Starks is gonna be fire. I think Sheeta got a match next week. So
yeah, I think she does too. Yeah, I think she does have a match. I feel like AEW always wins this category because they announce their matches while it's going on. Like if something else pops off, all right, this is happening next week. A lot of times NXT doesn't do that. A lot of times you don't know what's really happening on NXT until that night. Like you might get like a main event or like this championship match, but other than that, you don't really know what's going on with NXT until that night. So I feel like AEW always going to win that because they give you something to look forward to. Like NXT sometimes does that, but AEW always does that.
Or they even call it audible, like somebody would come out, interfere a match, and then they'd be like, okay, we just got word, JR. We just got word backstage that this match is set up next week because this dude interfered. You know what I mean? Which is kind of dope. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense, yeah. Exactly. Makes sense. Like the Best Friends in Jurassic Express versus the Inner Circle next week. That match makes so much sense for them. Oh, look, this happened, boom, boom, boom. Let's have the match happen next week. It makes so much sense.
Yeah, like they jump on it. They give you the foresight of what's gonna happen next week or some shit. So
that's why we look forward to AEW next week. But with that being said, I think we could do this all day.
Can we?
All day, every
where
day.
can they find you? Starting with Focus.
At Kayfabe_Focus.
EA, where can they find you?
At E.A on Twitter. We also got I'm in the Facebook group. Come see us. You know what I mean?
Rich?
Yo, you can find me at Kayfabe Avenue on Instagram. You can find me at Mr. Richie Moon on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. All major.
Go check out his podcast too, man. His shit is dope, y'all.
You
He got the Richie Moon Show.
Yep. Follow Richie. You can find me at Kayfabe_AJ on Instagram, as well as the Kayatic Dreams podcast on all streaming platforms. Follow our YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Comment, interact with us. We like all that good stuff. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, all your major streaming platforms, Spotify,
YouTube.
Us there. Find us at Kayfabe Avenue on Facebook. Join our group. Interact with us there. Share your news, whatever you like for the week, and visit KayfabeAvWrestling.com, where you can keep up with all our other shows, as well as wrestling news and articles from Richie Moon himself. With that being said, that's been Focus. That's been Richie Moon and E.A. Kayatic.
And
On my podcast, I'm Kayfabe AJ on Kayfabe Avenue, and Kenny, take us home.
Goodbye. And good night, bang.